Hi everyone. Focus today is going to be deep stretching. So we're going to be doing what's called Yin Yoga, and we're going to be holding the stretches in the positions. So just be open to the fact that maybe at times we might feel a little bit uncomfortable. We're not working with pain. Okay, so if you feel you're getting too close to pain, um, then you're going to want to come out of it. Okay, we don't want to get to that place of pain before we come out. This is part of Yin, is we're connecting with the body. How does it feel? What goes on? Um, we're not. It has a language of its own. The body does. This is what we're starting to perhaps understand. Um, so whether you feel something you don't know that we're working, there's stretches that goes on, there is openings that happen, not just physically but definitely energetically, like a lot. It's really a lot like acupressure. So we're going to start by taking the legs out to the front. Okay, so the good thing about Yin is we don't have to warm up the body, because we're really not working with the muscles. We're relaxing the muscles so that we can go underneath. So let your legs just extend out in front. If you want to bend the knees, let's just say, because you're really tight, that's fine. But if you have the legs extended, you do want them to relax. Okay, so we will just relax the core. When we relax the core, the body is going to go downward. So you're going to just hold this position, maybe more upright, and just feeling some drop in the body going downward. Or some of us might be able to come forward just a little bit and then just allow gravity to pull the body downward. We're going to be here for a couple minutes, so I'm getting the timer out. And there's a couple things I'm going to always ask you to look for, to be aware of, and to feel. So just start by connecting with your breathing. The breathing is done very calmly. It's done through the nose. And get an overall feel now, first physically. Okay, just notice what you might feel. So you might be feeling some pulling, some stretching. Sometimes you'll feel some warmth, some tingling, coolness. It could be just a variety of things that we're beginning to connect with. This is not going to be about trying to figure out what it is. It's not going to be about judging and deeming something to be bad or good or right or wrong. We just want to stay with what is. What's going to happen possibly through time. Relax your belly so your belly's soft, as you might feel the body drop downwards some. Or you might be down quite a bit and realize that you're going to have to come up some. So you just hold it how you're able to without pushing. As we're not reaching, we're not pulling downward. As you breathe, some of the feel in the body is what's going on in your shoulders. Can you let go of some tension that maybe you're holding on to in the shoulders? What about in the area around the face? Is there a softness? Is there a relaxing in the area around the face? Just notice if you're able to let go, and that means if you're able to stop tightening the muscle. Some muscles will be engaged because that's just what they're going to be doing. They're going to be engaged, but are they engaged due to being stressed and tightened? Or is it because I'm holding my body up? So of course there's going to be some engagement in the muscles. You can let your head hang, but if that bothers your neck at all, we will not be doing that. Just relax here. We are flexing the spine. This is why we're rounding the back, because we want to get into the spine. You might feel this as a pull in the lower back. All right, let's come up and let's go from here. We'll go right into our quadricep muscle. Okay, that's between the knee and the hip area, big muscle. What we want to look for here is the position, bringing that right leg back, bending the knee. Does it hurt the knee to be here? If it does, then don't come into this position. Or there's several ways that you might be able to hold this. Okay, if you can, you're going to hold it where the legs are kind of close to each other. You might even have that foot straight back behind you. There's a lot of work going on in the foot and the ankle. Okay, another position is just let the foot relax out to the side. You might even bring your thigh a little bit out to the side. You're going to determine how you hold on how it feels. Don't go for the most intense. And we don't necessarily want to go for what is the easiest either. We want to be in the middle way. But we're going to have to kind of play with that. We're not going to know what the middle way is in our first few times of practicing, because it's going to change. We're going to start to lean back. We're only here for a minute because of it can be an intense pose here. Okay, so as you lean back, maybe it's just a little bit. Maybe some of you will be able to start to come down more. Some of you might be able to go all the way to the floor. If your knee lifts up a little bit, that's okay. That's just that tight muscle. If wherever you're holding it, the pull is too much on your knee, then come up to what is a place that you can relax. How do you know you're relaxing besides what's feeling in the body? Because maybe we can't connect with that. But we all should be able to connect with our breathing. You can tell if you're relaxed more, if your breathing just stays just a nice calm inhale, a nice calm exhale. If that begins to change, then you might have to adjust your body some. Just breathe here just a little bit longer. All right, then let's come up, but let's keep that knee bent. Let's go into the hips. So let's open up that thigh a little bit so it's more open. Take your front foot, that left foot, and bring it into your thigh. So we got both of the knees bent. All right, we're gonna come over that left thigh. Okay, so don't come in between the legs. That's too much stress on the knee. Come over that front thigh, that left, which would be your front. We're gonna be here a couple of minutes. You can stay more upright here, or you can come, perhaps maybe you can come all the way down. The heaviness that you are going to be feeling should be in more the middle of the body. Again, there should not be anything happening in your knee. Relax the shoulders, relax your head, neck. Take your right leg back some if you would like to, if you can. There's always a choice in this as well. Because sometimes, how do you feel emotionally? How do you feel mentally? Sometimes to stay at the easier edge is a perfectly fine decision to make because you're going to base it on your whole body. So maybe you want to stay with both of the knees bent the whole time. However you want to hold that. Also, another option is going to be to take your front foot and bring it out a little bit, where maybe the shin is more parallel, or maybe not quite as parallel. All right, so here's definitely, at least for me, there's a lot more movement happening in the hip area. If the breathing starts to change because you've made it harder or more challenging, first go with a nice, calm, smooth breath. If you're still struggling a little bit, then be open to take it a little bit less intense. Just breathe here. Relax, let your exhale be one that you can begin to feel the surrender and the letting go. So the connection's gonna be with the breath, and then maybe in the background, the body, or it could be the other way around. You're connecting, staying with the body, and you have the breath in the background, because either one of those changes from a calm, smooth way of being, a relaxed way in the body, calm, smooth breath, means we might have to make some adjustment. Not necessarily, but we want to be open to perhaps we will. Okay, now from here, roll over to the side a little bit, and let's come down onto our belly. Just relax here for a moment on the belly. And breathe, and just, again, connect with the breath and the body, how you feel. Some nice, maybe a little bit deeper breathing. Let's go into Sphinx pose. So come on the forearms. And this position is starting out as kind of neutral. If you don't have back problems, you should be fine. If you do, and this is too high, go down a little bit. Just take your elbows out. Otherwise, if you can stay here, see if you want to can relax the head, but again, pay attention to the neck. Shoulders, I'm letting my shoulders relax because it feels okay to do that. If it doesn't, then it's okay to have more of an engagement in that upper body. Relax, but what we do want to relax here is the lower body. So don't tighten your leg muscles, don't tighten your glute muscles, your butt muscles. Let that relax. The legs can be in, they can be out, they can even be bent. But however you're going to hold this position, are you able to relax the lower part of the body? If lifting the feet means that you've tightened your body, you've tightened in the glutes, then hold the position where you're able to relax the most. And that's the combining of the feel in the body and the breath. This is a really nice position for the end of the day because this helps to extend our spine, to decompress the spine as well, which is real helpful from if you do, especially if you're doing a lot of sitting. This position we're holding for 3 minutes because it's really nice to be able to get into the extending of the spine. We're relaxing the lower part of the body, so we actually do get in the spine. And although you might be feeling the low back, because of course our muscles are part of the body, the inner body, so they will definitely be stretched. We will become more flexible doing yin, but we'll also open up more energetically as well. And we get an opportunity to go into the tissues, to get into the fascia, in the ligaments, and even into the joints. Now just lie down again. Simply rest all the way down. Reconnect with your breathing. So this is it's a therapeutic style of yoga. It's also, we can definitely incorporate mindfulness. In fact, it makes it really a lot nicer to do the mindfulness part, which means you're going to stay connected with the body and the breath. When the mind wanders, just come back. Just keep coming back. Because we're very still, not doing a lot of movement in Yin Yoga, it can be real easy to zone out. But for our practice today, let's not zone out. Let's stay connected because we do want to get familiar with how our body feels. What happens when we relax, when we're tight. The disease, just life in general, for many people, we've lost connection with the feel of the body because it does speak to us all the time. So we're just wanting to reconnect. Okay, we're still here on our belly. Let's bend the knees and then rock side to side. Relax your legs again. And then we're going to come up into child's pose. We're just going to be in child's pose for just a few breaths. Okay, so you can take the knees out and bring your feet in and sit back. And then you decide, do you want to extend your arms? Do you want to relax them? Do you want to place your head onto your hands? Let your exhale be that place of letting go. Feel the letting go in the chest, in the belly. Take a few deep breaths here. Focusing on that exhale. And just breathe normally. Then let's come on up again to seated position as we get to do the other side. All right, so it's important to notice how the other side is going to feel different because it will. So we might have to make some slight adjustments in that feel, in how we hold the position. Okay, So let's bring that left foot back. How you're going to hold it, you might decide to hold it straight back. You might want to bring that foot out to the side a little bit, or even the whole thigh out. Okay, then lean back a little bit more, or all the way down. All right, again, keep in mind, we're paying attention to how we are on this side. So you might hold it differently. We don't want to be pulling on the knee where there's any kind of discomfort. There's going to be an automatic pulling. If your muscle's really tight, it's not unusual for the quadricep muscle to be tight unless we actively stretch it. It means there is going to be sometimes too much pulling on the knee. Then come up to a position where it's a little bit more comfortable. We are hitting in many of the positions, we are going to be uncomfortable. That's okay, because our body can't change and grow, stretch and expand if there's not some discomfort. And that works emotionally, that just works in life in general. If we want to grow and expand, we have to be willing to come out of our comfort zone. All right, let's come up. If wherever you're at, you're going to come on up. Open up that knee a little bit, or the thigh rather, and then bring the front foot, now it's going to be the right foot, into your thigh, all right, and then come over the right thigh. A little bit or a lot. So we get into the hip here. No pressure should be happening in the knee. Just relax your body. Using your breathing to connect with the relaxing, with the letting go of tension and tightness. It's going to be, Yin is about practicing it all the time in order to keep the body open. It's the same way with if you're working out, you're lifting weights to build muscle. Well, you reach the place that you want to be does not mean that you're going to stop doing it. If you do, you're also going to lose what you've done. It's the same with our practice of yoga, with Yin. We have to continue to do it, to continue to keep the body healthy and open. When we stop, it's just going to go back to the way that it was, or it's going to go back. We become tight again. We become tired, lethargic. All right, if you want to extend that leg back, remember you can go a little bit deeper if you like. If you want to bring your foot forward, you want to do one or both or none because you're on a different side. So again, you might hold this side different. Well, you will hold it differently. Stay with the position where you're at. What is your mood like? What do you feel mentally, emotionally? Just start to become aware of your overall feel and body. Energetically, we'll eventually also be able to connect with each of these. Affords us an opportunity to become healthy and to become whole, all the way through the inside, through the outside. All right, now let's lean over to the right a little bit so we can take both of the legs out to the front. All right, we're gonna take the legs out wide here, wider. So you're gonna probably already begin to feel the inner thighs. We're gonna targeting the inside of the knees some. Now, you might hold it like this with the knees bent, but you can keep the legs, definitely keep the legs extended, but let your legs relax. You can take the legs out wider, you can bring them in closer, you can stay more upright. But now I want you to let go in the core and the belly and let gravity start to pull you down. Okay, we're gonna stay more upright. Even though it's a little bit, some of us might come out some and then go from there, and that depends on your flexibility. Some of you might have your hands behind you just by nature of your anatomy, the hips go back. You'll just work with it here, but still maybe you can come upright some more so that you can drop forward. Or it would be nice to have a prop and where you lift the hips will be lifted up a little bit just by sitting on something not too high, keeping that in mind. Just relax here. This should feel, it should feel pretty good in the back because we're flexing the spine.
You might feel uncomfortable depending on where your tightness is. But stay with whatever that you're feeling. Your mind wanders, bring it back. As we connect more with the body, what that's going to be helpful for in our everyday life is just that knowing that when your body needs to move, when your body needs to rest, um, that we'll be more aware of that. Because sometimes we might have a tendency to push our body, and the body will make us stop through illness, through injury, if we keep pushing and pushing and pushing. If we have the other tendency where we don't have a whole lot of energy and we don't move, then that translates more into a depression where it's really hard for us to get up and move and be motivated. It's the yin and the yang. That's what we're in, the yin practice. The two are important, but that's what balances out. When do we move? When do we rest? How do we know when we do that? When we connect with the body, we're gonna connect more with it. Just like when we're hungry. Do we eat because we're hungry? Do we eat because we're stressed? It's just that knowing of what's going on in the body that helps us to be able to balance that out. Come on up, nice and gentle and easy. And then let's bring the knees in, just gently bring them in, because we do want to come out of the position also very mindfully. Extend your legs back out. We're gonna do the hip, we're gonna do a combination of the hip and the hamstring, or one or the other. So start by taking that right leg over the left, right ankle over the left. All right, and you might start by bringing the foot in closer to the thighs, if you can. So a little bit like the knees are stacked. But if you're not able to do that, that's fine. Just keep it here. All right, so this is one place. We're going to do the same thing that we have. We're going to let go and come forward. So you can hold it this way. You're going to get your hamstring when you do that as well, or you can bend both of the knees. So this is going to be just pretty much primarily just the hip area. So however you're choosing, or however your body is going to let you hold today, relax your core, relax the shoulders. Okay, if I'm starting to ride the shoulders up by the ears, that's not relaxing. Feel that. And then just let go. Let your exhale be one where you can feel the surrender and the letting go. Because we hold our body very habitually, we're not going to know that we're stressing unless we become mindfully aware of what we're doing in our body. You stress your shoulders long enough, and that starts to feel normal because you've done it for so long. It's going to take time to develop a new habit of relaxing and letting go. But we can't develop that if we don't even know that we're doing it. And once you know that you're doing it, and you start to bring that awareness to relax it, you'll soon see how often your body wants to go back up to shrugging the shoulders. When you're aware of it, you let it go. But it won't take long. It might take a few days, it might take a couple of weeks, but if we continually build that new habit, we begin to be able to relax. Take a few more breaths. This is a 2-minute hold. Breathe into it. All right. So let's come out of this very gently. Lean back so that we can start to take both of the legs out and breathe through that. There's a lot of tissues in our hip area, so we can feel pretty uncomfortable working the hips. There's a lot of toxins that get released in Yin Yoga as well. So just like a massage, you want to drink plenty of water after this kind of a class. Okay, let's do the other side. So see what you feel like when you just take the ankle over. See what happens if maybe you can go a little bit closer in. Okay, because there's going to be just a little bit more pull.
on that outer thigh and hip area. Okay, this is where you want to stay. You're going to come forward or stay more upright, but relax the core. If you can bend both of the knees, do that. Um, we're holding the body on how it feels. So as I've said, one side you might hold a little bit different, but but eventually where we want to be is we kind of want to hold the position, the tighter side especially, the same way that we held the more flexible side, because eventually we don't have to do that today, but eventually we want to work with that tight side. That means that tight side is going to be more uncomfortable. We're going to have to be open to being more uncomfortable, a little bit more uncomfortable on the tight side. But if you like, when we're first starting out, choose to base it just how it feels. Then when you get comfortable with how you feel and how you're connecting with your body, then choose to also hold the uncomfortable side the same way you held the more comfortable side. And then eventually after that, you're going to hold the uncomfortable side a little bit longer than you will the comfortable, so that it has an opportunity to just open up more. It will never be exactly the same, um, but we'll start to bring that gap in closer and closer where it is. It is just going to be a little bit of difference. But that's also dependent on, have you had an injury on one side? Depends on injuries, how you hold your body. There's a lot dependent on that. So starting out, just feel your body. Just be open to feeling, to breathing, to not judging, not criticizing. All right, then let's start to come up. Lean back, unhinge, extend your legs out. Okay, from here, bend your knees and then roll down onto the back as we work a little bit into the back of the body, or working with lying on our back. So just hit here, let's take a moment. Either keep your knees bent if you like, or extend your legs to relax here for a moment. Focus on the feel of your breath in the body, maybe the belly area, the movement in the belly, the chest, or right at the nostrils. Just relax. Bring your feet together. Take your arms, bring them over your head down onto the ground. Grab a hold of the wrists, grab a hold of the elbows, or just let them relax. Okay, now bring both of your feet over to the right, both of the legs to the right. Keep your feet together, maybe cross at the ankles. We're going into banana pose. We're getting the whole left side of the body. We're getting, it's also really nice, the IT band. Bring your upper body over to the right. Here's your banana. All right, your arms are down. Your legs are down. So we're not lifted up on the side. Okay, that hip is not lifted. We are flat down on the body, on the mat rather. And your upper body, the shoulders are down, the arms are down. Your neck is relaxed, head is relaxed. So find that position where it's relaxed. This is a very subtle move, but it's pretty powerful. So start to just connect with that left side of the body. The elbow down, the armpit down, that side of the body to the waist, the hip, from the hip all the way down to the knee. Okay, that's where you may or may not feel, but that's what we're working, getting the obliques, getting the IT band, which is between the hip and the knee. When that's such an easy part of our body to get tight, and that does not get stretched. If it does not get stretched, we can deal with hip issues, deal with knee issues. A lot in the hip can be from that. So just relax here. Should feel pretty good. The comfort level, it's not like we're going to shouldn't get too uncomfortable. That's not what this is about. It's just staying with this position, relaxing into it.
Notice how you're breathing. Let it just stay nice, calm breath. All right, and then let your arms come back alongside your body and bring your upper and lower body straight. Okay, so the spine is straight. Just relax here for a moment. Okay, bring your arms back over your head on the ground. Take both of your legs over to the left. You decide if you want to cross the ankles or not. Bring your upper body over to the left. And then we want to be reconnected with the fact that we're not lifting. We're not lifting the elbow. Both the shoulders are staying down on the ground. Hips are staying down. Feet. Okay, so there's a difference in keeping the body flat, lifting it up, keep the body flat down. That's where we get that full stretch and opening. And then relax and breathe. We're not zoning out. This can be more of a relaxed pose. So it can be easy for the mind to want to zone out and we go somewhere else because we're starting to feel pretty good and relaxed. But we can still keep this very mindful. Keep bringing the mind back. Each time it wanders away, and we notice it. Notice the mind has wandered. We're going to bring it back. All right, then come out of that position just nice and easy. Take your arms by your body and bring your legs back in and your upper body, spine is straight. Just relax here for a moment. Okay, one more position. We're gonna bring the feet in with the knees bent. Okay, so we got our knees bent, the feet are in. Bring your feet together. All right, now you might bring your feet as close to your body as you can. You'll kind of decide where to place your feet once you bring the knees out, because you can keep your feet close or you can bring your feet out. Okay, but now let's take the knees out to the side. Okay, so you're going to determine where to place the feet and how it feels for your hips and knees. We do not want to be hurting, pulling too much there. If you're really tight, you might find that your knees are up. Two things, it's going to be hard to relax and it might be too much stress and pull on the knees. So you might decide, if you happen to be kind of real tight there, to take the feet out further. You decide how you want to hold it and then relax. Keep your focus on your breathing. So notice the breath as you're holding this position. Notice your breathing in your body. Notice your breathing at your nostrils, at your chest. Just relax. You might scan the body, maybe starting at the crown of the head, moving down. Just nice and easy and gentle, breathing into each part to allow some openness, some relaxing. It can be very nurturing for us to connect with the body through the breathing and actually doing a body scan. When you hit a spot that's tight, just stay with that spot a little bit longer. Now, if you like, extend the legs and relax in your Shavasana for a couple minutes. All right, if you want to stay with the feet in, the knees bent, that's fine. Otherwise, go into your Shavasana. Continue to stay connected, noticing those places that need a little extra attention through your breathing.
the tight areas. What might happen is you might find that you can relax with that. You might find that it's too soon for the body to relax. But what will happen is there will be a softness. It creates a little bit more softness with the breathing, a little bit more of an openness for the body to let go when it's ready, when it's ready. But we want to be ready for that as well by being open, staying connected, and especially staying away from judging or criticizing wherever it is that you're at today, however it is that you feel today. And then start to bring your awareness back. Start just by opening the eyes. Just starting to become, taking in more light, taking in just the surroundings around you through sight, through sound. And we're going to gently roll over to your favorite side, bending your knees. Use both of your hands to come on up to a comfortable seated position. Just staying relaxed, staying mindfully aware of your movement of your body. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Have a great day.